Hey, what's up guys? Team Fusion here, back with another video, and just back in general. Sorry for the long break, so let's just get right into it. This is my Shark / number 101 deck. This deck mainly focuses around summoning number 101, Silent Honor Arc, and its Chaos form, Silent Honor Dark. This is a really fun deck, so let's get right into it. Starting things off, I run 3 copies of Buzzsaw Shark, probably one of the most important monsters in this deck. You can target one water monster you control, and special summon a monster from your deck with the same level as the targeted monster. So if you really want, you can summon him, target himself, and summon another level 4. Like, for example, Lantern Shark. When it's summoned, you can special summon a water monster from your hand. And like Buzzsaw Shark, this card shares the effect in that if you use this for the Xyz summoning of a water monster, his level can be treated as 3, 4, or 5. Which helps you with some of the bigger Xyz plays here. I run 3 Saber Shark. It's kind of basic effect. Up to twice per turn, you can increase or decrease the level of a water monster. Really simple. I run 3 Shark Stickers. Upon the summoning of a fish, sea serpent, or aqua, you can just spec them from your hand, and it's not once per turn, so if you have multiple, well, then you got multiple. I run 3 copies of Silent Angler. If you control a water monster, you can just special summon him from your hand. So, you special summon a level 4 from your hand. That's really good for Xyz plays. But unfortunately, if you do this, you can't special summon from the hand for the rest of the turn. I run only 2 Double Shark. If you want to run him at 3, go ahead. The only reason I run him at 2 is because in order to use his effect, you have to normal summon him. And if you do, you can target a level 4 fish monster in your graveyard and summon it. So, you can Xyz summon off of that, but only when he's normal summoned, so. I run 2 copies of White Stingray. Now, his effect, you can discard a water monster to special summon him from your hand. It's an easy special summon. Now, getting into some of the one-ofs for the monsters, I run 1 Double Shark, 1 Spear Shark, 1 Hammer Shark, and 1 Xyz Slide Dolphin. So, Hammer Shark, you can reduce his level by 1, special summon level 3 from your hand. The only one we really want is Shark Stickers. Double Shark, upon his normal summoning, you can reduce the levels of all level 4 water monsters by 1 to help with the rank 3 plays. And Spear Shark, you can increase levels of all level 3 monsters you control by 1 upon normal summoning, of course. Now, Xyz Slide Dolphin, when an Xyz monster is summoned, you can spec it from your hand, and while it's in the graveyard, except for the turn it was sent there, if you Xyz summon a monster, you can attach this to it as material, which can be really useful. Alright, now getting into the spell cards, I run 2 copies of Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. I know it's a once per duel effect, but I run 2 just in case you open with 1 in your hand. Now what this does is you can only activate it during your normal draw. So once you do draw it, you can summon any number between 100 through 107, and then immediately overlay it with the Chaos form. So summon number 101, and then drop the Chaos form right on top of it. It's really useful. It's a once per duel effect, but if you want to run it at 1, go ahead. I run it at 2 just in case. I run 2 copies of Torpedo Takedown. You can use it to detach a material from a water Xyz you control. Your opponent takes 400 points of damage for each card in your hand, and then the targeted monster who got rid of the overlay in it gains the damage as attack points. It also has a graveyard effect, in which you can banish this and a water Xyz to draw 2 cards, which is really, really useful. I run 2 copies of Moray of Greed. Just a really simple card. Shuffle 2 water monsters from your hand into your deck, shuffle it, and then draw 3 cards, which can be really helpful in case you kind of bricked a little. I run 2 copies of Xyz Import. You can target 1 Xyz monster you control, and one monster your opponent controls with less attack than your monster, and you should attach it to it as an overlay unit. You can easily just steal an opponent's monster with this card. I run, getting into the one-ofs here, 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Barion's Force, 1 Fury of Kairyu Shin, and 1 Mystical Space Typhoon. I don't really think I need to explain Mystical Space Typhoon. Fury of Kairyu Shin, it searches specifically Torrential Tribute, and if your water monsters would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish instead. So you can search Torrential Tribute and then protect your monsters from the Torrential Tribute, which is really, really useful. Rank up Magic Variance Force, really simple. Just ranks up your number into a Chaos number. Plus, if your opponent has Xyz monsters, you can take an overlay unit from that one and attach it to the newly summoned monster. Getting into the traps now, I run 3 copies of Xyz Revive Splash. With this, you can target an Xyz in your graveyard and special summon it, but also you can banish it to target a water Xyz monster and summon a Xyz with the rank higher over that one. I can't English, sorry. Alright, I run 2 copies of Torrential Tribute. I'm currently missing a copy, which is why I'm running the proxy. But when a monster is just summoned in general, this destroys all monsters in the field, but you can use that with the Fury of Kairyu Shin to protect your monsters from being destroyed. Last card I run, 1 copy of White Howling. If you control a water monster, you can target a spell in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and then your opponent can't activate spells for the rest of this turn. It's really, really useful. Getting into my extra deck now, I run 2 copies of number 101, Silent Honor Arc. His effect is really good just on his own. You can detach 2 Xyz materials from him to target an opponent's monster and just take it as an overlay unit. He has a second effect, where if he would be destroyed, you can get rid of an overlay unit to protect him. So after taking an opponent's monster, you can use that overlay unit to protect him. I run 2 copies of its Chaos form, Chaos number 101, Silent Honor Dark. He has a similar effect, but you don't have to get rid of an overlay unit, so you can just target a special summon monster your opponent controls and snatch it up as an overlay unit. And if he's sent to the graveyard while he has an overlay unit, he can summon himself back to the field, and you gain life points equal to his attack points. But unfortunately, you have to have Silent Honor Arc in your graveyard to do so, which shouldn't be hard if you use something like the 7th one to bring both out at the same time. I run 1 copy of number 103, Ragna Zero, and 1 copy of its Chaos form, Ragnafinity. These 2 cards have similar effects in that they do things to monsters who have different attack from their original. Pretty sure this one destroys it, this one banishes it. Kind of just simple effect that can be really useful. I run 1 copy of number 73, Abyss Splash, and 1 copy of its Chaos form, Abyss Supra Splash. His effect's really basic. You can get rid of an overlay to target him. He doubles his attack points, but your opponent only takes half damage with attacks involving him. But that attack change lasts until the end of your opponent's turn, and it's a quick effect. I run 1 copy of number 47, Nightmare Shark. You can get rid of an overlay unit from him to target a water monster, and it can attack your opponent directly, but unfortunately that's the only monster who can attack this turn. I run 1 copy of number 32, Shark Drake. What he does, if he destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can use up an overlay unit on him to bring that monster back. Its attack points are reduced by 1,000, and he can attack again. So you can possibly deal some good damage with it. I run 1 copy of Valiant Shark Lancer. His effect, you can detach a overlay unit from a water Xyz monster you control. It doesn't even have to be him. It can be just another water Xyz you control, and destroy a card. And if you control another water monster or water Xyz, his effect becomes quick play, which is really good. I run 1 copy of Bahamut Shark. His effect, you can get rid of 1 overlay unit and summon a rank 3 or lower water Xyz from your extra deck, which is really good, but he can't attack for the rest of the turn. I run 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. His effect, if he has overlay units that were originally water monsters, all your water monsters gain 500 attack points, which is really useful. But of course he has a really good effect where you can get rid of an overlay unit, and effects can't activate from the graveyard for the rest of the turn, which can, potentially stop hand traps and all that. I run 1 copy of Rebarian Shark. Goes really well with Bahamut Shark. Use up an overlay unit, summon him from the extra deck. His effect, if he has materials, while you have a number monster in your graveyard, you can summon the number monster and attach one of the materials from him to the summoned monster. But of course, if he is sent to the graveyard at all, you can put any rank up spell to the top of your deck, which is really useful for, the 7th one, because you can just put it on top of your deck to draw it next turn, summon your chaos numbers. And last but not least, for a little bit of filler, 1 copy of number 17, Leviathan Dragon. pretty basic Xyz monster. Just get rid of an overlay unit. He gains 500 attack. But he can't attack directly if he doesn't have any overlay units. So that is all for this deck. I enjoy playing it. It's a really fun deck. I always liked water monsters. So if you have liked this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Maybe I'll respond. Alright, bye.